Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tina Lewis. I am the founder and owner of Under Construction. Under Construction is a privately owned business that caters to all those whom have been affected by domestic violence. Our mission at Under Construction is to awaken the innate sources of strength, beauty, and character in the lives of all those affected by domestic violence. How did I get here? Many years ago, in my early teens, I embarked on an abusive relationship. It wasn't until I was in, 3 years of the relationship that I realized that this is unhealthy. I was an early teen coping and dealing with forms of abuse that I had never seen before. I had never heard people talking about it. It wasn't posters up to say this is what you're going through. I never saw magazine articles. I never saw TV shows, and if I did, they were far in between. Was it Farrah Fawcett, I believe? Yes. But overall, domestic violence was a conversation that we never had. Was it partially because it was the norm? Was it partially because as a culture we tend to remain silent, keep that mask? I'm not too sure what it was. But I do know that after 3 or 4 years being in that relationship, it started to really hurt. Not just my black eye, bruises. It was hurting my heart. It was hurting my soul. It was just breaking my character. Still, I didn't know what to do. I just knew this feeling I had didn't feel nice. I had been that one that in the relationship people would come to and ask for advice. I was that friend that would give all the advice, knowing deep down I was busting at the seams. I was that person that, in spite of my batterer lashing out on me behind closed doors, I was that one that the following day would try and make sense of it, try to help him to walk through it, try to help him to understand that maybe it was his liquor, maybe it was his issues, personal issues, I don't know, family, friends, I don't know, job, or the lack thereof. I was that one. And here I am saying to myself, I'm now covering up a black eye, I'm now covering up bruises or feeling stiff, and I'm giving this advice to him. Couldn't understand it. Took me a lot of years. I cried on numerous pillows. Believe me, I cried. Because I could never understand, firstly. Secondly, it's because I kept it quiet. I went through years of crying late nights, days, or just bust out crying because I couldn't understand how someone could treat you this way. And on the flip side, call and seek out advice from you, or tell you how much you mean to them, or tell you, just commend you of things. But then when things didn't go their way, flip the script. I couldn't understand why I continued to cry. Well, over maybe 10 years ago, I started to realize why I used to cry, why I hung on to that friendship that wasn't even a friendship, why I always had that lending ear, why I always fell for those guilt trips when they wanted to talk, why I always felt like I was so indebted to being their friend. It's because I was abused. And so many of us go through this and don't even realize what it is that we're going through. We just look at it as maybe we want to be, we're feeling like it's our loyalty to that person, or in my situation, I felt sorry for him. I felt like I was the only one that understood him. I felt like I was the only one that knew what he was feeling, because he used to make it clear that I was the only one. However, as time went on, I had the opportunity to work with others that were abused, others that were seeking shelter, others that had run from their abuser. I had the opportunity to speak to these ladies and family members, children. That was such a blessing to me. Although I had been through all those forms of abuse years before, I never realized what it was or how severe it had impacted my life until I was able to be blessed by other women's stories. That's when the light bulb went off. I too am now, or was now at that point of dealing with the trauma associated with all those forms of abuse. I learned many things, not just from those affected, but those working in the same establishments. I met so many people, but I learned so much. But one of the things that remained true to all of us that were victims or remain victims is that our stories are so similar, if not identical. We all look different, but our stories are so similar. And while one may be unemployed, one may be the CEO, one may have never had to work because her husband was the CEO of several businesses. Some young, some ill. What I gained from that was I had also been traumatized. I too was walking around after all these years with so much hurt, shame, embarrassment, fear of speaking up, just utter shock over the fact that I now realized that I am a victim of domestic violence. Mouthpiece me, Mrs. I will tell you like it is in a heartbeat, that was me. All the same time while I was going through abuse. Full speed ahead. Returning to my hometown in Bermuda, I had the opportunity again to work with several victims of domestic violence, male and female. I had the opportunity to work as a facilitator of groups. I had the opportunity to speak with many people that were abused. The light bulb went off. The light bulb went off. You endured many of these forms of abuse. And what are you doing with it? Yes, I felt good being able to relate and understand. But one of the things I found that was missing years ago, over 22 years ago when I was going through it, and it's still missing, is that safe space. Just for someone or buddies, a sisterhood, even a brotherhood, just to sit and relax and vent, express themselves, think of other ideas, think of coping mechanisms to get through the next day, more or less the next week. I needed to be that one to arrange to get that together. So here we go, under construction. We are always under construction. I am daily. Now, while I have overcome and have been happily married for over 17 years this year, I still carry that hurt and pain. I still carry those thoughts, those feelings. I still remember what it felt like. Now, that was over 22 years ago. I forget what happened yesterday sometimes. Sometimes I forget I left the pot on boiling eggs. But what I don't forget and will always remember is how I felt when I was in that abusive situation. So I feel it's my duty, amongst all the rest of us that are doing their duty to support, I feel it's my duty to put myself out there, let you know that you are not alone. And no, it's not okay. It's not okay. But what is okay is for you to be able to speak up and find that safe space. We don't have to call names. We don't have to point out what day or what time. But what's important is that we get all these feelings off our chest. What's important is that we can be of like minds that truly understand. What we can get is people that, in spite of your job profession, that's just your job profession, in spite of where you live, in spite of how much money you make, in spite of the color of your skin, how long or how short your hair is, how fat or skinny or large or whatever words people want to use, me, how you may be a fitness instructor, you may be a competitor, I don't know. But what remains is that we are all been in abusive situations, or continue to be in abusive situations, or leave one abusive relationship to go to another. My plight here is to get you all to understand that domestic violence has no face. What we put on every day when we get up and leave our home is what I call our mask. We all have one. Whether we come from abusive backgrounds or not, we all put on a mask. We all wake up and say, okay, how am I going to get ready for today? How do I want people to perceive me? Well, that's our face. That's our mask. But this is for all of you that are dealing with domestic violence on a daily basis, that may go home tonight or scared to go home tonight, or are fighting with those feelings to go home tonight. You are not alone. We are in this together. Under Construction is here for you. You no longer have to fight this alone. We had this. So as a business owner of Under Construction, I have incorporated tools via individual sessions, group sessions, community awareness sessions, employee awareness response sessions, advocacy, just that plain old support. I've had some great support system. I have a great team of volunteers. I have a great lawyer or two, sometimes three, that's open-heartedly assisted ladies with not only DVO, domestic violence orders, but also divorces. So what I want you to know today is that it's not about what we look like. It's not about the job that we have. It's about who we are on the inside. It's about recognizing that domestic violence has no face. None of us are looking at you in any other way than what you appear to me as today. This face that you see here, this is a face that was abused for several years. This is a face of a teen mom. This is a face of a high school dropout. This is a face of an adult student. This is a face now which holds a master's degree. This is a face that now earns Under Construction. It's been through the grace of God that I am where I am today, and I will never be able to say there is anything less than grace, mercy over my life. But what I want to say to you today is that you too have that same grace and mercy over your lives. You have that opportunity to seek support. And yes, while many of you have been praying for years, because I did too, just consider this a blessing, that you can now speak up and speak out to those of us that are here to support you 100%. You have family members that are in situations with you where they haven't seen you for weeks, or they haven't talked to you for weeks, because every time you talk, the conversation comes up. Why are you in that unhealthy relationship, or why have you changed? Under Construction also caters to this. We offer services to family members that are willing to support victims that are not looking to be bullied no further, or not looking to be judged. We too cater to families that are looking to start supporting their family members that have been abused or are currently in abusive situations. Let's just break this curse. This has been a generational curse. Grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents, this is the norm. You know what they say? What was said to me years ago by an older lady, much older than I was? Honey, just suck it up. Just keep it moving. Does he take care of you financially? Is he a good guy? Does he come from a good family? And my response to that was, you know what? Yeah, he does. So it appeared. The truth of the matter is, if he was that great, I would not be spending nights and weeks and months and years facing the trauma associated with all the abuse I have endured. So today I want to encourage you, all of you, to know that you are not alone. You are somebody. We just chose to give the wrong person our heart. Can we change that? Yes. Is it going to happen overnight? Maybe not. For some, yes. But under construction's here for you throughout the process. Whether it takes you a year, 2 years, 3 years to leave that relationship, we're not here to judge you. We just want to be that support source, to encourage you, to keep you breathing, to keep you remembering that you are somebody and that you are not alone. So I am thankful to God that He allowed me the opportunity to use my experiences. He has allowed me the opportunity to gain some excellent volunteers, love them, sisterlyhood. He has allowed me the great support source, my mentors, my coaches. He has given me the guidance, my bishop, his wife, my church family. He has given me the support source that I need. But most importantly, He has allowed me as an individual who has been a victim to now become a victor and not forget. So today, you are a victim. Tomorrow, you can be a victor. The choice is yours. Many blessings to your home. Many blessings to your family. Many blessings to the door you walk through tonight. May God be with you, keep you, and comfort you. Amen.